Hey guys, how is it all going? So, thank you very much for joining me for what is my fifth Savage Zombie Horror News video, and welcome to my first video of 2024. I hope you guys had a fantastic new year. I hope you're not too hungover. I'm feeling all right, surprisingly. I'm actually quite shocked. Please ignore this though, that's on my lip. It's not what you think. It's New Year's Eve shenanigans. I have no idea what I did there, but ignore this if you can anyway. Right, so I've got a little bit of horror news to give you guys. So first off is the biggest one and the most obvious one, and this came out just before Christmas. So you guys are pretty much aware of this anyway, I would imagine. But if you're not, the director of Scream 7, Christopher Landon, has now exited the project. I will say this, it's not exactly a shock that this has happened, to be honest with you. I was kind of expecting this. But he did put something on his Twitter, which I'm going to read out to you guys now. So he did say, "I guess now is as good a time as any to announce I have formally exited Scream 7 weeks ago. This will disappoint some and delight others." I like how he kind of put that. Don't put yourself down, mate, honestly. I think it's disappointed a hell of a lot of fans. It really has, because when I seen this guy first get announced for Scream 7, I was seeing so many tweets and so many fans of Scream like, we're loving this guy attached. I'm not too familiar with his work because I haven't seen like the Happy Death Day movies or anything. I need to get on that actually. But like I say, a lot of Scream fans were really made up. So yeah, don't put yourself down that way. It was a dream job that turned into a nightmare. Fucking hell, yeah, you ain't kidding. I feel for you, mate, to be honest with you. And my heart did break for everyone involved. Everyone. But it's time to move on. And I have nothing more to add to the conversation other than I hope Wes's legacy thrives and lifts above the din of the divvy world. Above the din of a divided world, not a divvy world. Well, it is a fucking divvy world as well, I suppose. But above the din of a divided world. There you go. That's what the man said. What he and Kevin created is something amazing, and I was honoured to have even the briefest moment of basking in their glow. Well, that's actually a really nice treat, to be fair, and it comes off as this guy is pretty genuine with that. Yeah, it's a shame. I have absolutely no idea what they're going to do with Scream 7 now. Even if it happens, I mean, do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it might get scrapped, or I don't know. It's definitely not going to be this year or even next year, is it? I wouldn't imagine. I think the only play they've got left, I would say, is trying to get Neve Campbell back. I think that's the only one they've got. I couldn't imagine they would go down a road of having a completely new cast neither. That to me just wouldn't make sense at all. It's a hard one. It really is a hard one. I have no idea which route they're going to go down, but yeah, it's a mess. It really is a mess. Also, leaving that, the second bit of news we got is we actually have an official release date for The Strangers Chapter 1, which I believe is now the 17th of May 2024, and it is actually going to cinemas. Now, this one surprises me a little bit because apparently we're getting a trilogy of Strangers movies. I've covered this before, I believe. I think I have. And they've all been filmed. They're all shot back to back. Apparently they were all done, and they're all directed by Rennie Harland. Now, I was kind of thinking that maybe it was going to do like a Fear Street, what Fear Street did a couple of years ago. Like maybe it'll all be on Netflix, and then you'll get Fear Street Part 1, and then Fear Street Part 2 the week after, and then Part 3 the week after that, which worked for that. And I thought that was a great trilogy. I loved them three movies, I really did. But this one's going to be in the cinema. Now, surely it's not going to be like the chapter 1's out and then the following month chapter 2 will be out and then the following month chapter 3 will be out. I mean, I don't think that will happen. Could it happen? Sure. Like, really, it could. But they're apparently all being released this year. Apparently, but, you know, things can change, can't they? And I suppose it will all depend on how chapter 1 does. I mean, it has to be a hit, because then otherwise, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm actually intrigued by this. I'm definitely going to check it out, because I like the Strangers movies. I like the first Strangers. But I'm one of the ones that I like the sequel more. I really enjoyed Prey by Night. I thought it was better. Not by much. No, I'm not like saying like the first Strangers was bad or anything. It really wasn't. I loved it. But I don't know. I really got a kick out the second one a lot more than the first. And I'm in the minority on that one a little bit. But there are fellow horror fans out there that feel the same as me. So I don't feel too alone on that one. But yeah, if you're excited for that, guys, Strangers Chapter 1, and I believe it's still called Chapter 1, will be hitting cinemas on the 17th of May of this year. So, look forward to that one, because I am. Anyway, next up is the most exciting news of the year so far already. I love this. So, the ever-expanding world of the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, is expanding. It's officially happening. So, next up, I have news on Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. How ace of a title is that? I am generally too excited for this world building. Like, I don't know, man. I just am. I'm into this at all. And as you guys know, I actually enjoyed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I know I'm in the minority on that one. I get it, but I actually did. I got a kick out of it. I did. But we have news for Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. And its release date at the moment is kind of between like 2024, 2025. So it's not like any time soon anyway. But we do have a director for the movie, and the director is called Scott Jeffrey. And it's being co-written and co-produced by the guys that obviously did Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, the one bit of news I do have here, and there's not much about this at all, but I'm just reading this here. It's said that the Tinkerbell character in this movie will be addicted to pixie dust like it's heroin. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, oh God, yeah, I cannot wait to see what the hell they do with this. But filming is aimed to start somewhere in April 2024. So, the likelihood that we're probably going to get it this year is slim. I mean, you never know. It might do. It might come out, obviously, at the end of the year, maybe. But we'll probably be looking at more early 2025, I think, for a Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. But yeah, Tinkerbell's going to be a crackhead. Oh, God. Oh, brilliant. And staying in that world, we're going to have Bambi the Reckoning. I love that title as well. Just fantastic. Fantastic. So, we do have casting news for this, and we have a director on board, and we do have a plot synopsis as well. So, Roxanne McKee has been cast to star in this movie. I'm not too familiar with her. I mean, people, if you're watching this in the UK, I believe she was in the soap Hollyoaks a few years back. Other than that, I don't know what else she's been in. I haven't seen much. But the film will be directed by Dan Allen. And filming is set to begin the 6th of January 2024. So it's going to start filming in a few days. I cannot wait for this. Cannot wait. So the plot synopsis at the moment is Bambi the Reckoning. This film follows Anya, Roxanne McKee, and his son Benji Tom Mullerin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. I've completely butchered it. Who finds themselves in a car wreck and soon hunted down by the vicious killer machine, Bambi. Bambi will destroy anyone in its path. Oh my God. Oh man. I'm going to be a sucker for these movies, I tell you. There's no, it says release date fall 2024, so I'm sure we're going to be getting it this year. Oh my God, I'm just, I'm just too excited for these. I just generally am, honestly. But yeah, that starts filming in a few days, so we do have that to look forward to. But oh man, I'm still getting over there. Tinky Bell being addicted to pixie dust like it's heroin. That's absolutely tickled me, that. Oh, brilliant. So, anyway, final piece of news I've got for you guys is Smile 2 is apparently coming out this year. Now, I forgot to mention that, I think, in my upcoming horror movies for 2024. I think I forgot to put Smile 2 in. I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But I really liked the first one. I thought the first one was solid. It kind of fell apart for me a little bit in the final act when I think it went a bit too... I don't know. You didn't need to see the entity, did you? You didn't need to see it. I think the less you see, the more scary it actually is. But overall, I actually found the film quite decent, and it freaked me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So we do have an actress attached to Smile 2. Naomi Scott is attached. And the writer-director is called Parker Finn. And it says its release date's the 18th of October 2024. So pretty much been released for Halloween. Yeah, and I'll just dive into a little bit. Here we go. Here's something like an interview with the writer-director. Parker Finn, the filmmaker, revealed how he would approach a sequel, saying, I do think that there is still a lot of interesting stuff to explore in the world of Smile. I agree as well. It's a creepy world and all. Why would you want that thing following you around and then just people... That smile was just so creepy. You know, just like, oh, nah, you're right. There certainly are stones that I left unturned by design. And then there are other things that I, at one point or another, wanted to put in the movie, but they didn't end up in the movie for whatever reason. So those things are still exciting to me, but if there's more to be done with Smile, I would never want to just repeat myself or retread the same ground. Well, fair enough. I hope you don't. I'd want to make sure that there's a new, exciting, fresh way into it that the audience isn't anticipating. I also want to find some new ways to scare them and unnerve them. Well, I must be honest with you, you creeped me out in the first one, I'm not going to lie. But as far as how it may connect to the first one, if we were to do it, I'd want that to be surprising as well. Okay, fair enough. And apparently this project is apparently part of a multi-year deal with writer-director Parker Finn and Paramount Pictures, where he will write, produce, direct new original horror features for the studio. Right, okay, fair enough. So, yeah, I'll look forward to that. I'll assume it's probably started filming, hasn't it? If it's aiming for October this year, I'll assume filming has already started on that. I'm not 100% sure, it didn't say. But that's something I would look forward to this year, and I'll 100% have a review out for you guys as well. And yeah, and as I'm scrolling up here, I would be amiss if I didn't mention this. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, we've got coming out in March, which I am really, really, really excited for. And they released some new posters that have been released that are absolutely like fantastic. I love them. I am really looking forward to this. I was someone that really enjoyed Afterlife. I know there's some people that didn't. And it kind of baffles me that a little bit. I don't know why, but yeah, I don't get that. But I am really, really looking forward to Ghostbusters. And I think that's out the end of March, I believe, off the top of my head. Really looking forward to that. And also, the last bit of news, the last bit of it is noise, I suppose, as well, isn't it? Is that, and this came out just a couple of days ago. I never expected this. Apparently, The Faculty is getting a reboot. Now, I'm not too sure on this one. There's not much news to this. Like I said, this literally just come out not long ago. But apparently the original director, Robert Rodriguez, is said to be producing, and this is a rumoured remake of the 1998 film with the same name. I suppose, I'm not against remakes, but sometimes it generally baffles me as to what films they remake sometimes. And this one actually surprised me. Could it be a good remake? Yeah, of course it could. Could they do something fresh with it? Of course they could. Absolutely. I mean, why not? And I would be pretty keen to see what they do with it, because I'm a big fan of the first Faculty movie. I thought it was great. I went to the cinema to watch it about 3 or 4 times. That's how much I really enjoyed it. And it was definitely like a product of its time as well. So I think Kevin Williamson wrote the script to it as well, who also wrote Scream and all that as well. And you could kind of tell, because it was very similar dialogue, very, punchy dialogue and that. So it's very much a product of its time, like late 90s horror. But I absolutely loved it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes with that, who gets cast and whatnot, and what they decide to do with that will be interesting. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed my latest news video. I hope you've enjoyed my first video of 2024. I've got a lot more videos coming up. I will have my Evil Dead movie review coming up soon. And I will have a review for Night Swim. And that'll be my first 2024 new movie review. So I hope you will join me for that. And guys, as always, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.